Mandy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I'm here today, you guys, with project number 1 from October's bargain bead box. So this is the first project from October. I just posted the unboxing and the plan here last week, I think, like on a Friday or something. So anyway, we're going to move into starting projects. So this is project 1, and this is the Drape necklace with the chain. And so I'm super excited about it. I hope you guys are too. Coffee is required. So anyway, let's get on down to the mat and get this party started. I think it's going to be super fun. And yeah, so here we go. Alright guys, here we are on the mat. These are the items that we are going to be using from the bargain bead box for this project. So this is one strand of the canoe. We have some chain. We have one of the feather links. This I did add from my stash. This is just a toggle. We have one of the owls and some of the star cut beads and a few crystals and the leaves. So that's what we are going to be starting out with today. Before we get started, let me just mention that we are a working studio and we are doing work. I'm going to take my necklace off. So if you hear some commotion going on, please do not be alarmed. Do not be alarmed. That's just us doing work, shipping and packing and shipping, whatever. Also, if the animals happen to get involved, don't worry about that. It's fine. Let me just put it out there like this. My nails are horrible. I haven't had time to do them. I figured doing the video was more important than doing the nails. So please just ignore that and I'll get to it when I get to it, okay? One day at a time. So without further ado, let's get into this necklace. I am excited about it, and I'm going to start out by completing the back of the necklace. Necklaced? Did you hear that? I just said necklaced. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to create the back of it first. To do that, I am going to use the toggle clasp portion, the female part, and I'm going to use the Ceylon. Now, everybody keeps asking me what size Ceylon this is, and up until about like last week, I didn't even know that there were sizes of Ceylon. So let me tell you, this is 0.5, I believe. And what we're going to do is we are going to just get a wingspan of that. Wingspan ends up being about just about 4 feet. 3 something, right? Okay, we're not going to probably need that much, but better to be safe than sorry. Because I am going to double it up. That's the plan. And we're just going to jump right on into this. So before I make any needles on my string, first thing I gotta do, well, I should actually look and see if this is gonna fit before we just start jumping into doing stuff here. I'm pretty sure it is, because they were strung up. Yeah, so we can get 2 on there, no problem. Okay, so we know that those are gonna fit. So to start this out, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the female portion of my toggle. Now, if you don't have a toggle, you could use whatever clasp you're using. If yours doesn't have a big enough hole, you can add a jump ring. You just do whatever you gotta do. Okay? So I'm just gonna bring this to the middle and marry up these ends. Sorry if that's blurry right now. I'm trying to just get it where I need to go. And right here, I'm just gonna do an overhand knot. I'm gonna go through once and twice. Okay? I'm gonna pull that down. And it doesn't have to be super tight up against the loop here if you don't want it to be. That's completely up to you. I'm just going to pull and make sure that I got a tight knot here. Okay. And just like that, we're ready to rock. If you feel the need to go again, by all means do that, but just know it's going to be a little more bulkier. Now, I'm going to get some super glue, because you know how I love super glue. And I'm going to make some needles for my Ceylon. Now, you guys probably seen me do this 100 million times, but here we go if you haven't seen it, okay? You're going to take a little of your super glue. I'm using Loctite Gel Control super glue. Put a little bit on a baggie, something plastic, whatever you got to do. I'm going to do one at a time, the ends of my string. I'm going to put that in there, and I'm just going to roll it on through twice, okay? Just going to roll it on through twice. Put that one to the side, and then I'm going to go again on the other side. Where's the other side? Oh, that's the one I just did. Here it is. Now, if you don't have any Ceylon and you need some, you can hit up Thunderhorse Descendant. We got all kinds of it on our website, different colors and such. I think it's like $5.75 a roll or something like that. So now we give those a little hot minute to dry up. I dropped this on the floor, so I'll pick it up. Here we go. Okay. Have yourself a little zip coffee. And then we can check it out. Yeah, looking good. Sometimes you'll get a little excess on there. That's, you know, just kind of pull that off a little bit. Now we're going to cut these at an angle. We want them to be sharp like needles. Okay. Cut it at an angle. Now, if it, when we're doing this, if it gets dull, like if it's being frizzing out or something, you might have to cut it at an angle again. But that's fine because you've done about an inch or so of the glue, so no big deal. Just trim it up. Alrighty, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole strand of beads and I'm going to string it. I'm going to take both of these and I'm going to use them as though they are one, and I'm just going to string this. Now, you could knot these if you want to, but I'm not going to just today because simply just for the simple fact of I've done so much knotting on this channel that you guys are probably sick of that. But we're just going to string it on, okay? Just going to string it on up. But I mean, you could if you wanted to. So this portion is going to go around the back of the neck. And yeah. Last one. Smash it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom you out a little smidge. Ooh, wrong way. Wrong way. I'm going to just get gravity involved here. I'm going to get these beads used to the string. I'm going to be going like so. I'm going to get gravity involved. I'm sorry if that bothers your eyeballs, but that's what we got to do. Okay? And then also, we got to make sure they can make this shape here, because this is the shape they're going to live in. They're not just going to be laying flat on my desk. They're going to be doing stuff. So, I get gravity involved. I make sure it's all good. Now, over here on this side, so this is the back of our necklace. Over here on this side is where we're going to attach our feather. So, I am just going to tie this right on. So, I think, let me think here. I think since this is going to be hanging this way, once it's, you know, in its place, I am going to jump and grab a tweezer here, and I'm going to tie a knot here so that the beads are stopped, since they're going to be facing gravity daily. You know, this is going to be their living position. I am going to put a knot here with my tweezer. So in order to do that, I'm just going to take these two tails, treat them as their one string, go around these fingers here. I'm going to come through this part. I'm going to come through one time, two times. Okay. I'm going to take my tweezer, go through the loop, grab hold of the base string, and this is your base string. Okay, so you got both of them. Now I am not going to snug it right up to the bead. I'm going to give a little space, and I'm just talking about a little bit of space, maybe like 2 millimeters of space, just in case this feels too tight, you know what I mean? So I'm going to give 2 millimeters of space, and then I'm going to pull this tail, making sure my loop is on my tweezer. Okay, on the tweezer. I'm going to take these tails and I'm going to pull straight up. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to remove. I'm going to go to the top and I'm going to push down, pushing the knot into place. Then you're going to take this bead here and you're going to push it towards the knot. You're going to lock the knot in. Okay. So now that one, since this is going to be their living position, I don't have to worry. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put on this feather. And you really could do that in any kind of way you want to. I am going to, let me zoom you back a little more. I am going to go through these two loops here. Okay, so I want my feather to be facing down like this. It's up to you if you want yours to be kind of facing up. I kind of enjoy it this way, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. So now this is going to be the situation. Now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to do the same knot we just did. I'm going to pretend that feather's not even on there, and I'm just going to go around 1, 2. Okay, and then I'm going to just snug it up here to this other knot. I'm not really concerned about its situation at all, but now I'm going to treat this as though it is the top. Okay, and I'm going to bring this cord around the feather, again still treating it as though it's one cord, and I'm going to bring this one to do like a half hitch knot to just kind of lock it into place. Not only am I locking it into place, I'm also putting my tails in a direction where they are now kind of facing down. They're headed down, which is what I want, because that is where I'm going to put on charms. So at this point, this is good to go. Don't got to worry about that no more. We'll hit it with a little glue afterwards. So right here now, I'm going to go ahead and add my charms. So now you could add whatever charms you want to. Let's see, I got a leaf. I think I want the leaf to be pointing up. So put him on there. And this is sparkle bead. And then those two can live on the other strand. Okay, now I don't want this guy right up here against my feather. I want him to be down a little more. So I'm just kind of gauging that. That's completely up to you, of course. But I think this is good. It's a little long, but I don't want him clanking against the feather. Let me see how he looks short. I do him short and this one long. No, that's not working for me. So I'm going to keep him right there. This one I'll do shorter. So I'm just going to tie an overhand knot in this one. Okay. And then on this one, I'm going to do the same knot, but it looks a little funky because I ran this string back through the bead, but that's fine. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go around this string, create a loop, do a half hitch knot. I'm going to go through there twice. Okay. And then I'm just going to pull it. Easy peasy. Now, when you pull it down, it's going to go on top of the bead. And you can go around again with that one to create a loop and go through it again. Okay? Smashing. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to cut these at an angle. We will hit those knots with a little bit of glue too. This one I'm going to go ahead and just give it a, I'm going to just give it a little bit of a trim, because I want to glue that one before I cut it real close. So let me get the glue. That's just because it's sticking out funky. So now I'm going to go ahead and just give a little smidge here and a little smidge here. A little smidge right here. Smidge, that's a professional beading term, if you didn't know. And why not, since we're gluing everything, just do one over here too, why not? Okay, so now we're going to give that a little hot second to dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that we're all dried up, I can go ahead and cut closer to this little guy here. And this one I'm just gonna, I'll probably just leave that one. Alright, so there they are, our little charmy charms. Super cute. So the top portion of the necklace is done. If you've been around here for a while, you know I kind of like to work in like sections. So I'm actually going to put all of this away for right now. But we are going to move on to the chain portion. So for the chain portion, I said I was going to do 3 portions of chain. So I'm just going to put this over here for now. We're going to do 3 portions of chain, and we're going to add in these bits here into the chain. So in order to do that, we're going to need some bronze wire. Bronze wire. Let's see what I got. I've got smoky quartz. That might be a little bit much. Let me see. Oh, here's a This is more of a bronze color, but I think I like the smoky quartz. You know, I'm not mad at it. I'm going to use this one as open, so I'm going to use that one. So this is smoky quartz, 22 gauge. You can use whatever color you want, whatever color you got. If you want to use copper, you could use that too. Yeah. So for this part, I'm going to cut this chain into 3 sections. I'm not going to measure it. I just want to make sure that my longest portion that they're not really the same size. Okay, so these two I am going to cut just about the same. Let's do here. Okay, and then this will be the shortest one. Okay. So that's kind of our situation. So you can measure them if you want to, it's up to you. So the first part I'm going to work on is this top portion here. So since this is my shortest portion, I am going to be adding a few bits and pieces to this because I want to give it more length. So I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to snip. And I'll probably do 3 sections on here. There is no rhyme or reason to my sectioning. Okay, so here I have 3 bits of chain. Just making sure that I got that one off of there, which it looks like I did. And so I'm going to get my 22 gauge wire out here, and we're just going to make a few little wire wraps. So to do that, all you got to do is you just do your wire wrap as you normally would. So you're just going to create a loop. Okay. So there's my first loop. Now before I twist it up, I am going to add the chain section on by just opening it up a little bit and threading on the chain. And I'm going to grab a hold of that loop with my chain nose, and I'm going to wrap 1, 2, 3. Okay. And give that a little trim. Tuck it in. And now I'm free to put on whatever beads I want. So I think I will put on one of these guys, one of these guys, and one of these guys. That looks pretty good. Oh, this leaf kind of has like a little booby jobber on it. Let me see if I can cut that off. Oh yeah, no problem. Okay, so this is what I have. And I'm just going to then start the wire wrap up here. I'll leave a little bit of space for my wraps to go, right? So I'm going to bend, go over the top, create the loop, and then before I close it up, I'm going to add on this little piece of chain. I grab a hold of it with my chain nose, the loop, and I'm going to wrap. 1, 2, 3. Snip that off and tuck it in. Then I'm going to move on to this side. Now I think for this one I will just use this little piece of wire we have left over. I'm only going to put about 1 bead on this one, so I don't need that much. Again, I'm going to create the loop, thread on the chain, grab a hold of the loop and wrap it. Okay. Easy peasy. And I think I'll add a sparkly. Just 1 bead on this one. This is just a design preference. You can put as many beads on as you'd like. I just am doing that for my own personal design preferences and add the chain. Tuck that one in. There we go. So, on this one, I think I will do 3 on here since I just have this one. So I am going to go over here and I'm going to cut a little snippet. Again, no rhyme or reason to where I'm putting it. Oh, I've lost my wire. Oh, here it is. And we'll do one more for this. Again, this is the top chain, right? The very first one, the shortest one. Okay. So. Oh. Add that on here. And then I think I will put a leaf. And a crystal. Okay. Add my last little bit of chain. And wrap. Okay, so this is what we got. So let me show you. Let me zoom out. And I'll show you what this is going to look like. So this portion is going to be connected to this feather right here, right? And then our other part of our toggle clasp is going to be here. So now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this off camera so you guys don't have to watch me do this all over again. I'm just going to be adding into these chains here. Now you can add as many or as few as you want. It doesn't really matter because this chain is the only chain that I'm worried about. The reason for that is that this is the shortest chain, so you need to keep in mind when you're doing this short chain, the length of your necklace. So if this chain was too short, say it was only, you know, this long, your necklace might not be big enough to go around someone's neck. And this is the shortest chain. Even though these other ones are longer, this is the most important one. Okay, so that's why I wanted to make sure to put more of the sparkle bits added into this chain on that one. So now these I'm going to add, and then once I get all of my little bits into these chains, I will come back and then we'll put them together. Alright guys, here we are. I've got all of my strands ready to go. And now all we're going to do is attach them. So, In order to attach them, I got some oval jump rings here. This is a 6mm. I'm going to try this one first and see if I can't get the strands onto the 6. And if not, we might have to move up in size, but it looks like they're going to fit. So I'm just going to close that up. And then, before moving to the other side, I am going to add a larger one. So I had these two out, but it looks like they're different size, so I'm going to see if I can find some matchy ones. There we go. So this is an 8mm oval jump ring, and I'm just going to use this to attach onto the 6 and then onto the feather. This one's just a little more heavy duty. Not that I think a 6 wouldn't work. It probably most likely would. Just makes me feel safer about it, I guess. Then I'm going to move to the other side. And this is an important piece. When you have your chains on here, you got to make sure that you put them in the order, the same order as the other side. So we're going to start with the longest one first. And you can kind of just separate them out on your mat. And then next would be this one. This will just help them to hang the way we want them to hang when we attach onto the toggle. Sometimes they might get a little bit twisted, but for the most part, should be good to go. So now we want to make sure they're hanging, which they are, the right direction before we attach on the larger jump ring. And then I think what I'll do here, I don't know if I want to attach 2 jump rings to this. I think I do. Let me give her a whirl, see what we get. I just don't know if that's going to be enough clearance to get through there. It probably is. I think since it's chain and there's not a lot of bulky beads on the end, it should be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the toggle and make sure that's closed up good. And then that should go right through there, which it does. And we are donezo. So let's take a final look here to make sure everything is the way that I want it to be. And it looks like it is. These two here are about the same size. So here's the thing. These drapey necklaces, especially if you don't measure them, you want there to be, so this is actually the bottom one, and this is the middle one. Okay, so since this one is working out to be about the same size as the last one, I am just going to trim off a little bit of chain so that it kind of looks tapered more than it is right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and open up this jump ring. And just lay this right here. Take a little snippet. Let's go here. And then get a hold of this. Yep. Didn't work out the way I planned. It never does. Okay, so now I gotta just reassess here. So this is the shortest one. This is the medium one. This is the long one. And then put that on there. And now we should probably be in a little better shape. There we go. Yeah, so that's giving them a little better taper. So I am going to put you back on the other camera, and I'll get a neck form so you can see how it actually looks like draping. But yeah, it turned out really good. So let me switch to the other camera and I'll be right back. Here we are. We made it to the end. So I just wanted to show you these multi-strand necklaces can be kind of hard to show. Excuse me, show. You know, once you're done. So I'm gonna put it on here so you can see it. Let's get the full effect. Let's have the full effect. So I do have it shortened up in the back so that it'll stay on here. But for the most part, this is how the draping is looking. So that's how it looks from far away. So see, when I cut off a little smidge of that medium one, it just makes them lay a little better. And they're going to move around and stuff, but I think it's really cute how the little charms and everything is laying. I do have it, it's not really even because my little board is broken. But yeah, so that's how she looks, the draping. I am quite happy with it. I like the way the feather turned out. I really like the whole thing. This with just like a dress or a plain something or other, you still get to see the beads in the back. Very cute. So that's how she looks. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, please make sure to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can find me on the internet again. And leave me a comment. Let me know if you try this, and if you do, swing on over to the Facebook group and drop some pics so we can see. We would love to support and have you. And I'll just be here working on some more beading. So, until I see you guys next time. Bye.